saw it on a space, or actually more of a science blog, because I tend to follow lots of these sorts of things online, and I read about it and I thought, wow, that would be amazing. Just the ultimate adventure. I'm a bit of an adventure nut.
Well, from a personal side, I've always enjoyed exploration and research and science. I've been mesmerised by astronauts going into space.
The TV people do not have access to Net 1 in that area. Suggest we use Net 2 for that purpose.
I'm not sure about ordinary citizens going. Well, they're not returning is not good news. Is it how long will it take to get there? And how will they survive when they're there? And the purpose of this is what?
Is Buzz holding your cue cards for you, over?
The journey to Mars will take between 7 to 8 months. In this time, the 4 astronauts are confined to a space no bigger than 5 metres in diameter. In these 7 months, you won't be able to have a shower or anything like that. You'll be using things like wet wipes, basically, to shower down. There'll be no gravity, but you will have to maintain your muscle mass by doing at least 3 hours of exercise per day. There's a lot of things which could harm me or kill me on the way.
Yes, it's a very beautiful and rugged site that we've got on the screen.
We've been talking about it in class, actually.
I know it's very ambitious. I know it's a one-way mission. I know there's a lot of people wanting to go up there. And I think it's really cool.
Because there's this big danger, despite all the technology, that they may be going to die this horrible death with decompression and blood coming out of your eyeballs and so they're aware of that, right?
Roger, we can just see it looks like a little less than half of this room right now.
For me, I don't have a fear of death. All of us are going to die someday, whether it's tomorrow, next week, in 30, 50 years' time. My thinking is removing that fear of death and seeing what I can do and seeing what we can learn.
It is my whole life. It won't just be going up there and running a project. It will be the rest of my life. I will die on Mars if I get to go, and there's no coming back, and I won't have my friends and family for support. So I need to be emotionally strong, and I think I am. I'm that sort of person.
Stand by.
I don't know, it'd be cool to go to Mars. I don't know, because, to be the first person there would be pretty cool.
No. I think about going to Mars would be an honour. I might not find a way back home.
I think the hardest thing for me to come to terms with would be missing family and missing Earth.
I imagine Mars to be a pretty quiet sort of place. You won't have cars, machinery, except for whatever we have with us.
And every day you'll be exploring new things, like what does the sunset on Mars look like? What does the geology look like?
But there'll be this wind. Mars has these incredible windstorms that sometimes can last almost weeks and can engulf the entire planet.
We've got to get down to the business of constructing and maintaining, and so the novelty will wear off, and then we have to go into the realistic part. We're going to be completely self-sufficient up there, 100%, constantly being vigilant about every single breath that we do take and every drop of water that we drink and stuff. It all has to be manufactured there within the life support unit.
What if we had a society again where you were very limited, where you were completely off-grid and you couldn't duck down the corner store to buy some more eggs or whatever? Can we do this again and show people back here on Earth, yeah, we can do this. We don't have to keep making the same mistakes we make and putting our planet in peril. I just see Mars as an opportunity to make that difference in a way that is difficult to do here on Earth. Sometimes you need to pull yourself out of the picture to see the detail.
Our world now is going to get overpopulated, so if we are creating almost a new Earth.
Do we as a new society on Mars preserve what we liked about Earth, or do we allow ourselves to evolve into something new? Will we copy the Earth's governance structures with democracy and so on, or will it be something different? People love the idea of not having to go out there and flog themselves for $1. You'll still have to flog yourself on Mars, don't get me wrong, it's going to be hard work, it'll be very physical, and I think that's actually a very rewarding thing. I know the things I do with my hands when I go out there and build something or get a garden going or something like that, something that I want to do and I have a desire to create, I get a lot more self-fulfillment from that, and I think that's coming down to the value aspect. That's where I get the value. The value is that personal achievement. I don't know if you put money on that.
I'm going to step off the limb now. Stand right.
Oh, you'd have to be a pretty adventurous spirit, I think. Yeah, I don't know. You have to be a bit edgy, a bit unhinged, a bit crazy. Would help.
Yeah, I'm not going up there to get away from this life. I'm just going up there to experience and to go to the next part of my life.
I couldn't see anybody with a family or anything like that, or close ties to other people, saying, yeah, I'm just going to disappear.
I am in a relationship. This relationship I've started since I first applied. So on one of the very first dates I had to say to my date that, by the way, I might be going to Mars.
Yeah, and people may think as a fantasy that they like the idea, but when faced with what actually happens, they may not like it at all. And there's no escape.
This is Houston. Say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main B undervolt. Roger, main B undervolt.
As you're probably aware, when the lunar program occurred, when the man first stepped on the moon, more people applied to do a PhD after that than any other time in history prior. So I sort of see this as almost another opportunity to inspire the world's quantum leap in knowledge. You can imagine how many people will watch the Mars landing. It'll be unprecedented television, and I can imagine that the kids that are finishing high school that will then want to be the next scientist for this, or explore how it can be more sustainable on Earth, and so get into the earth sciences or behavioural sciences. I'd like to think that the legacy that we get the chance to leave has a huge impact here on Earth about improving our way of life and our knowledge as a species. Yeah.
In the future, people will look back on this being the first Mars mission, I guess. I think it's just because they can, because they want to, because they have a dream to do so. I think that's the reason.
I'm a part of something bigger. This universe, this world isn't just this world, it's something much more. And I think that would be pretty awe-inspiring.
Stand right.
It would be awesome to be at space, and even be really awesome over there, but dangerous.
You know, I remember reading this book once that trained these like cephalopods, like these genetically engineered squid, to be astronauts to help people, and the people went to the space habitat and it was just too difficult and they couldn't sort of survive, but the squids sort of kept breeding and they ended up being like much more suitable for living in space than the humans, and the humans they ended up sort of backing out and just going, oh, it's too difficult, we can't do it, we give up or whatever. And the squids went on to like sort of succeed and send this message back to like Earth from future time space and shit. And I thought, tricky cephalopods, you know, like.